Kevin okayed killing T'Challa off among other questionable decisions.
Oh boy, let's not even get there, guys.
Yeah. That's a whole. We got Chill in chat. He's gonna.
He's
gonna link and come in.
He's gonna say it, and then I'm gonna agree with him with that. T'Challa's that's a whole different story when you get to that.
Yeah. Also, I think I think Kevin did a cop out, which is.
I think all of them did. All Marvel just kind of just gave it to somebody else and just kind of just, well, it's not me making this decision, it's them.
Yeah. That's what Kevin did. He's like, oh, it's the director. Having a pretty fart. It's too late. The director of Black Panther. He kind of put it on him. He goes, oh, well, whatever you guys want to do. I was like, nah, man, come on. T'Challa died in real life. What you say? T'Challa didn't die. We get into that.
Character that died in real life. Come on, man. It's not good.
How do we get recast T'Challa as soon as Killmonger comes in? It's like he just brings the vibes.
He definitely gave the Coogler. Let's not even, he just threw it on him and on that decision. But no, T'Challa did not die. Yeah. T'Challa's been around since
Chadwick.
Since the 50s, man. He has a lot of comic books. He is not dead. He's there. Yeah. Chadwick might have died. Yeah. He's also was 40, he was 42. So he was Thurgood Marshall. He was in a lot. He's a lot of different ones. I mean,
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson. Yeah, tell you guys like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's at 42.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Don't act like Stacey Dash and D-Max. Yeah, Kevin sure did cop out on T'Challa. Yeah. When you let other people make decisions when it should be your decision.
When you're the president, you better act like a president.
Exactly. I mean, it's cool you take advice or, like kind of like, oh, what are your thoughts on it? But you don't allow somebody else to make a decision on your plan, your thing. He's in there. He's like,
are we really going to say this?
What? Don't get me started on that. Can't recast Chadwick.
You don't have to recast Chadwick because Chadwick is a person.
Yeah.
You recast T'Challa.
Yeah.
Who is the greatest character? Let me not get started.
Superman, Adam West,
like Christopher Reeve. Come on, you recast all those characters. The greatest black character of all time. You don't want to recast. You want to just to die off with Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman is not T'Challa. T'Challa's been around since the 1950s. He's had so many comic book runs. He's one of the most awesome characters. The reason why we even in this problem right now with Marvel is because we don't have a T'Challa to lead it. Like it's literally the reason why we're having all these terrible movies and terrible shows. This is all right. Sorry. This
I'm sure like when we do our 12-hour stream, joking, that's gonna be a big chunk of it. but yeah, but talking about like we were talking about X-Men earlier and casting a good Storm. That's important. Like T'Challa is very important. With it. Okay, what would you have?
I have a whole comic book.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
We do a lot.
And that's go subscribe to Chillmonger. Chillmonger he's leading that charge. He talks about a lot. He talks a lot about a lot. So go check out Chillmonger's page, Brand Davis. I don't think you would regret it.
No, you won't. I would love to have a conversation once you kind of listen to a couple of things he said. I agree a lot of what he's saying about, specifically about recast T'Challa.
Yeah. So, I got smoke for Ryan, Nate, Kevin, Bob Iger, and the whole nine.
The whole nine.
Don't forget about Chapek too. Chapek's up there, Bob Iger and Chapek. To me, Chapek is the reason why Phase 4 was really bad. Like he was just like, let's throw everything out there, like a bazillion shows. Let's do a movie a month. Yeah, Chapek has some issues, bro.
He's like, he just passed the mantle. Oh my god.
No, we recast. He's already too much of an icon. But the super easy argument is like, do we not recast anybody anymore? Do we not recast Superman anymore? Do we not recast Batman anymore?
Not the most iconic Batman.
Yeah.
Did we have like 4 other Batmans afterwards?
Yeah. Do we not get any more Jokers? Because Heath Ledger was one of the best, if not the best Joker. Do we not get any more Jokers? So
did Christopher Reeve getting paralyzed? Did we just stop having Superman?
Yeah.
So we can recast all these other characters because even though they're iconic within it, but we can't recast T'Challa, who is the greatest black character. Like, you understand, he was a king. He's a leader. He's a superhero. He has all this. If you start reading, he's in so many different comic book lines that in storylines. It's just he's throughout all those things. So why can't we do those?
Yeah. Recast some new franchise series, but yes, it's continuation. Yeah. It's like recasting King.
It's whoa.
I mean, you could too. I mean, worst case scenario, if they had to get rid of Jonathan Majors, worst case, which they already said they're not, which I'm glad they are. But say he did something really, really bad and he's going to jail, they're not going to throw away King. They will literally recast King because he's too important for the upcoming stuff. But it's also somebody dying, somebody doing theoretically something bad, but same concept. And Orgy says, I'm team recast T'Challa. He's too important of a character.
I think the more you know about T'Challa and understand the comic book and actually read the comic book and understand how important he is, especially when you're talking about black characters, because we didn't get black characters for a long time. The more you will really understand what where we're coming from.
But especially like the time, they made it. Granted, I know a lot of people will say like, oh, well, Black Panther was created by a bunch of white people, but I was like, yeah, but also, all these bunch of white people decided to make a black character, in a very, very bad
Rocky,
time to be a black person
time in
America. So, but not only that, it's like, we're going to make him a king. We're going to make him super smart. We're going to make him super strong. We're going to make him one of the best of the best.
T'Challa's one of the 6 smartest people ever in Marvel.
Yeah.
Richest. Like, he's all those things. Most powerful. I'm just everything you could think of. That's what he is. And you put it all in one character. And he was Black Panther for almost all of it. All the 58 years, that's who he was. And he's the one. He's so much more. And the more, I think, before you say anything, you really should read the comic books.
Yeah.
And understand what the comic books are run is.
Mm-hmm.
And understand he wasn't Black Panther. It wasn't because Chadwick did it. It was because everyone pushed it in the 90s. It was because people didn't let it die. This character has been around forever. And how important is into the run we're in right now, and Blue Marvel and all those things, and intergalactic a thing of Wakanda and how important that is. It just goes on, and him and Storm and they dude, come on. Some of the greatest storylines of all time are all with him.
Yeah. I would even say like Black Panther did well because of the character, and the character did well on camera because of Chadwick. But you could have put in Aldis Hodge, who's somebody that pops in. He would have crushed it as a child too. You know what I mean? So it's like part of it was Chadwick doing great as the character, but part of it was the character being on screen for the first time and having their own movie and stuff like that. I think that's why, because people are like, oh, it made $1 billion or $1 billion because of Chadwick. He helped, but
it was Wakanda too, and it was the fact that the way they made the movie,
it was everything. Yeah. So Chill's the one trying to move on. But anyways, the trailer has the same song again. So look out for angry people responding.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but did DC or not DC? Did Disney buy like the Beastie Boys rights or something?
They probably did.
Because this is Guardians did it. It was in something else. I mean, it makes sense intergalactic in this one, but
yeah.
I'm like,
it does definitely
Beastie Boys again.
It definitely matches. So
yeah. Hell, Rhodey was recasting MCU. Yep.
Quickly.
Oh, and now we're getting another recast. We're getting Red Hulk, but who was he? Ross.
Yeah.
Right.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross. tragically, that actor died. What are they doing? Hey, Harrison Ford, come over here. You're another old white man. Like, like now you're Thunderbolt Ross.
Because that character we can't lose that character.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we could lose T'Challa.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Bro, just pass the mantle of the Black Panther to someone else.
It's not just a movie. This is not just from the movie. It's more than that.
Yeah. But also I'm like, you can, because it's like it's a mantle in the movie, but it's not really a mantle. But you could say the same thing about, say, Batman. Like a few different people played Batman. The persona,
the same
of
iterations
Batman.
of Batman. They're the same.
Dick Grayson was Batman for a while. There's other versions where Damian in the future becomes Batman.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think the Batman, Bruce Wayne,
it's Bruce
That's
Wayne.
it. That's it.
Every single one of those Batmans you talked about, Brandon, are all Bruce Wayne. Yeah. Every single one of them.
So whenever you talk about Black Panther, it's not the mantle of Black Panther. It is T'Challa, the Black Panther. So, Brandon Davis, I'm confused with the Stacey. I don't know. I'm not answering.
Rhodey, yeah, we know.
Rhodey, yep. Gotcha. Rhodey had one film and it wasn't even that impactful. You still got a bit of Terrence Howard was big.
It was very big. He was the one who brought Robert Downey Jr. in it at first place. I mean, granted, it got replaced with another big character with Don Cheadle, but so I was saying, I was just telling you that Black Panther is barely a mantle. Yeah, like Bruce being Batman, T'Challa is the main Black Panther. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Wolverine. You have Wolverine, then you have his son Dakin was Wolverine for a while. X-23 was Wolverine for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say Wolverine, Logan.
It's Logan.
It's that person. Those are new and different franchises. Recasting Batman, those are different iterations.
They're the same Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. This one I liked. I kind of laughed. It was just pass the mantle around like a blunt. You want to be Black Panther? That's some good ass weed.
Smoking the flower. That's what you're doing. The magical flower.
What's the flower called? Do I have to bring fart?
Oh my god.
What's the flower called in Black Panther?
Oh my god.
It is too late.
Heart-shaped herb. I just can't think of what it's called.
Heart-shaped herb. Yeah. I think that's what it is. The heart-shaped herb.
It's heart-shaped herb. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great herb. Recasting Joker and Batman and Spider-Man are different universes, different franchises. Long story, same characters. Rhodey and Hulk was it?
Yeah, no.
But even with Spider-Man,
Batman is not different. Not all of them. They're still the same. And same to Spider-Man. They're all the same guy.
Yeah. Especially they all tied them all together now. Like that they are all the same under the same umbrella. Saying Hulk is not impactful when they're getting multiple of the Hulk characters.
Exactly. We recast Ed Norton real fast, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For no reason besides,
he's a dick bag. Yeah.
It said that chat passed. I get it, but this is a business. Sorry, let me read it over here so it doesn't bounce around. It's a business, and the fans don't want to see a new T'Challa. He's too iconic already.
T'Challa was not made in the movie theater.
I always have the argument. I think people would have been okay with recasting T'Challa if Coogler and the cast were okay with recasting T'Challa. I think why majority of the people don't like the recasting idea, because then all of his friends from the movie were like, no, you can't recast them. I think if they were all on the train where Coogler was like, you know what, Chadwick wanted T'Challa recast it
because Chadwick said, I
Yeah.
wanted to recast it. I'm just a character. It's just a character.
Yeah.
I'm just a vessel. He literally said those words. Yeah.
Yeah. His brother, Chadwick's brother said, he would want him to be recasted. But I think if Coogler and the rest of the cast would have been like, hey, this is what he wanted, I think majority of the people would have been like, you know what, that is what he wanted. You know what I mean? So that's just me.
I think if you need to take a break from him, then you take the break. But not having T'Challa is cheapening the story.
Well, you could have sent him to space. Literally sent him to space. There's so many characters in space right now. You know, and there's a was it intergalactic Wakanda
Wakanda, yeah,
Empire,
that's what I
what
said.
it's
Yeah,
called, something like
Empire,
that.
it's intergalactic Empire Wakanda. That's where you get Blue Marvel a lot of times because he's out in space doing so much stuff, and Blue Marvel's going with him.
Yeah, so you can say like T'Challa is gone there, he's out of space, and then you can let Shuri make the fake herb and become a Black Panther
For the 4 episodes, for the
for the issues,
4 issues.
Yeah, yeah.
Because she's more than that too. It's just,
yeah. You may then you put it in a person. No. You're giving up on a whole storyline, like a whole storyline.
That's not just one. You're giving up on like a lot of storylines, and why we're having the problems now. Why they have no leader.
Yeah, but I mean, just like keep it in this universe, like you said with Batman and Super Spider-Man, blah blah blah. Thunderbolt Ross. Why do you keep saying Bruce? Thunderbolt Ross, like he is getting recasted.
I just said Ed Norton, who is the Hulk, got recast.
Yeah, in the same universe. Yeah, but
just a different dude.
Apples to apples. Somebody died, and now they're saying like, oh wait, we have to keep this character, and over here like, we can get rid of this character. You know, and it kind of makes you question, is like, well, how much is it is racial or stuff like that too, you know? But no. Dick Grayson, Damian Terry all have been Batman and Bruce in the Batman live action for a reason.
It's only Bruce because
Bruce, who you know.
And that's who the best Batman is. You just say, all right, he's the original.
Exactly. The original. The first, the Batman.
Yeah.
My first exposure to T'Challa was a Marvel team up issue with Spider-Man 87. I was 5 or 6. Wow, I was young.
That's awesome. Mine's Fantastic Four. Mine's Fantastic Four.
From the original.
Yeah.
What is it? Bruce Wayne from the Crisis Nolan to Ben, that was Vampire Dude, completely different vibes and feels and universe.
You're Vampire. Only talking about
the Vampire Dude. I was like, Vampire Dude. I'm from Robert Pattinson.
But you only talk about movies, and it's still the same character, just different times of his life.
Yeah. You know, but then at the same time, it's like, who plays the better Batman? Who plays the better Superman? You know, stuff like that. You know, so you know why people lost their damn mind when you got rid of, or didn't get rid of, when you didn't bring back Henry Cavill. You know, so it's like, you know, but if you do the same thing, like Henry Cavill would have never been Superman because you would have been what, Superboy is the new it thing. I don't know.
His son, John or whatever.
Yeah. Ed Norton's Hulk wasn't impactful in the MCU.
It was one of the first ones for the MCU. It was like literally the first movie.
Phase
one. The reason why they got money was because of the Edward Norton's Hulk.
Yeah. Phase 1 Hulk was super important.
We wouldn't have got any of that stuff.
Yeah. The people are puppets. Yeah. That's what I think. I think if they were told, if people were told this is what T'Challa, if this is what Chadwick wanted, this is what Chadwick wanted, and we're okay with it, and we're going to respect what he wanted, and we're going to recast. I think so many more people would have been like, okay, I'm board with it.
Yep.
You know, and I remember before this channel was even a channel, and when Chadwick died, me and Alfredo had an argument. He was like, "Oh, don't recast. You can't recast." And this was like within a week of him dying. I was like, "You got to recast because it's the character. You can't get rid of this character."
Yeah.
You know. So, and I did not think this was going to blow up into such a giant argument that just will not end. You know. So, see, this is why I subscribe to the channel. Well, I know you were over on Plan Fanatics. Plan Fanatics, you know, he goes hard on the recast stuff. So, and also he I'm having Darius. That man knows how to speak. He knows how to get you riled up. That man is a coach. Like,
you done with Darius, you're like, coach. Let's go. All right, let's do
it. Yeah. So Darius knows how to get the people riled up, man. Also, you guys understand that I only know T'Challa MCU, but not comic book MCU for me. I'm not looking through it at the same eyes, not comic book eyes. I get it.
And understand T'Challa for me was the introduction to having a black superhero as someone who, like me, you know, the first thing I've ever seen, you know, and I've read all those lines and seen evolution between each one and how important it was to me, even growing up. So like I didn't jump at it at the movie. You know, I knew about T'Challa for years, decades. You know, so I'm saying like it matters more. It matters. And there's not a lot of black characters. There's not a lot of black superheroes. And he is not just a black superhero. He is the best one. He is a genius. You know, he taught his sister. He was there for his family. He's a leader of his people. He said, "I'm not going to be an Avenger because it's hard. It's too hard for me to be a king first. I have to be to my people first before I could be with you." Like, there's so many things that you could. I mean, we could talk about Storm. We could talk about his children. We could talk about things forever. But yeah, this character matters so much, and how he leads people into the new generation. He was the leader. He was the vehicle, and that's why you need to recast him. So
yeah. But also, like, so that you said for like being a young black boy reading the comics, you're like, oh my god. But also, like, you gotta remember, like, also for like white kids, like seeing this, you're like, wait, what? Because like especially it's like from coming from like what a lot of people were saying back then, and then you get your favorite comic book, Fantastic Four, and you're like, wait, hold up, this is different. It's cool, So I'm sure that there was a lot of people upset about it. I'm sure you don't even need to question that, but also I'm sure it opened up a lot of other people's eyes. They're like, oh, cool, this is awesome. This is not what I'm told by my granddaddy, like, and other stuff like that. So, and also putting stuff out like that, it makes things more, I don't know, normal, I guess. I don't know, like, what word I'm looking for, but
I think normalizing is in understanding that it's not just what you see or what you're seeing shown on
what you're told.
TV or what you're told through stories. It's actually more to it, and that's important.
Probably gonna skip a bunch of these because it is getting super late.
This is bad.
And I know Brandon's like,
he's going. I know. I understand what you're saying.
It is an argument because I'm sure Brandon saw Zack Attacks is on our channel. Zack Attacks is not on the.
Yeah, he's not.
Doesn't agree with. He's like, oh no, let the mantle pass on and stuff. So, but anyway, they should have been giving him immunity. Let's not even talk about like him dying.
Because it was stupid.
Yeah. It was the Star Wars thing. Somehow the Emperor has returned. Like, somehow one of the greatest Avengers,
one of the greatest minds. The power of the herb did not see this sickness.
Okay. Yeah. Granddaddy was mad Marvel was programming the youth.
Exactly.
Dude, that is an argument that gets made. Every kid. They're ruining the minds of our kids.
Yeah.
So, man, I kind of want to go through a bunch of it, but Thunderbolt Ross isn't it here. Blah, blah, blah. Darius definitely knows how to speak on the recast of Child movie. I mean, he just knows how to speak in general. I think he talks with a lot of passion, a lot of heart, and then when you add in something that he's super passionate about, like the recasting,
he's a clear communicator. And
yes,
when he says something, he forms it in a way like you're supposed to form a paragraph, an idea, and he builds on the idea, and he gives support for that idea. Like he does everything he does is like a perfect essay. Like it's like, all right,
yeah. Like I feel like Darius can go and argue against a lot of people and not miss a beat. Like for me, like I can't be on debate team. I can't, like, I need to sit and think and gather my ideas first, before I talk. Darius is like, I got you. You're dead before you hit the ground. You can do whatever story you want. Just make it a new Black Panther in the same story. Like do all the storylines. Just a new dude. I mean, it seems like that's what we're getting, but
it has to be the child. And that's the problem. And they even know it needs to be the child, and that's why they're doing that baby T'Challa, that little TJ, whatever.
TJ.
But no, you need to have T'Challa. And I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but T'Challa is the key. You have to be T'Challa because T'Challa is the only one that really matters to the Black Panther.
Yeah. Because even if he becomes the new T'Challa, now you got so many issues because to me, like
the story
introducing,
doesn't matter. I mean, doesn't
but
match up. It just nothing matches up
no,
anymore.
no, no, but introducing Toussaint, little TJ, you're disrespecting Chadwick. You're
Oh, he
disrespecting
disrespecting
T'Challa.
T'Challa. Yeah.
I think by both because you're disrespecting T'Challa, which means you're disrespecting what Chadwick knew the importance of T'Challa. Because like, why wasn't T'Challa in his life? Oh, they sent him away. He would have never done that. Like there's a bunch of other stuff. Like he would want him to grow up as a
He
prince and a king.
he stood behind his father. Everywhere his father went for decades, he went. Nowhere. His father went nowhere without him for decades. So why would then T'Challa do that to his son? It just doesn't
Like
make
send
sense.
him away. I was like, this,
No, that's not
like,
what would have happened.
no. Yeah. And he just yelled at his dad for doing the same thing in Black Panther 1. And then he's going to do it in Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
It is amazing. So if you disrespect T'Challa like that, that means you disrespect Chadwick because Chadwick knew the importance of T'Challa, and now you're doing the opposite of what you're claiming to do. Right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Nobody wants the stories. They want the character to get popular. Yeah. Because the kid, you want that.
There
person,
is only
that
one
idea.
character, T'Challa. That's what it is.
Yeah, you want to get behind him. Yep, T'Challa's important. That kid is named after him. DJ won't exist in a reboot. Oh yeah, it's a waste of resources. Spend the effort on the hero who will be casting in 15 years. Agreed?
Because you have to, because all the storylines are T'Challa.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna sit on TJ for 20 years, 10 years before he's even old enough to be, And then when he comes back to Wakanda, no one's gonna know who he is.
Exactly.
No
he
one
has
knows.
no connection to the Wakanda. So it's almost like they're going to go from that new stupid comic book line. I don't even want to go on there. So stupid.
Don't say it. Don't say the name.
Ugh. Kirk Allen was the first. Yeah. First Superman in 1948. Lewis Wilson was the first Batman in 1943. Dick Purcell was the first Captain America in 1944. Imagine if none of those characters or actors played their roles since then. No one else did. So yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I hear you.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, recasting would just
make everything easier.
Oh yeah, it's so much easier. So much easier. Because now say like you're like, oh, we wanted to do it because we couldn't do it without Chadwick, but now you're gonna do it with this kid who you're putting even more pressure on. They're like, oh, you're not just replacing Chadwick, you're replacing T'Challa, and now you got to be him. Like that's a lot of pressure on whatever young actor they get. So I was like, I don't know. Bro, all them superheroes just name for old versions. We can make new versions to update them, recast. I get what you're saying. But
no, because the MCU is going to go on for 30 years, and literally the reason why people have problems with the where we are right now is because of not having the leader, and the leader was T'Challa. That's what everything was going for. Everything in MCU was going towards that. Everything. So this is the problem we're in right now. And they're like, well, what's Phase 4 sucks? What's Phase 5 sucks? Because you have no leader. You have no idea who's going to be the central figure, and that's who the central figure is going to be.
And now they I think the rumor is it's going to be Sam Wilson, Captain America, Shang-Chi, and Shuri. Like, okay. So they're not, so where T'Challa was going to be, he was going to be the Iron Man, he was going to be the Captain America, like kind of rolled up into one.
Exactly.
It was the same story. This kid is just a convoluted way to keep T'Challa in the MCU.
That's exactly what it is. This is the long to recast without recasting. This is the only reason they did the kid.
But like my boss told me, the other things. Like my boss told me, the other things change in management.
Things do change when you're in management. I mean, things are changed. But you know what? When you have 60 years, 70 years of stories, you can't just ignore them. Especially when we're talking about a character that means so much to so many.
Mm. I mean, look at the box office. You know, box office. I mean, it did okay. Black Panther. I'm not going to sit here and lie and like, oh, Black Panther bombed. It did good. I'm not going to lie. But could it have been another $1 billion project?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Probably.
It would have.
It would have. Yeah. Especially from the story, what we would have got if we would have kept T'Challa, because like Ryan Coogler put it out there, he's like, "Oh, this is the story it was going to be." That was good. That was really like him dealing with being gone for so long. That would have been awesome. Facts on facts. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, Brandon. We're not gonna sit here and say you're wrong, we're stupid. Whatever. It is. You have your opinion and stuff like that.
And it's a different viewpoint, and it's also kind of like it's how I grew up. For me, I grew up with this character. Like I know, how important it really is, and there's a lot of people that are like me that know how important it is to have someone. As Chill always talks about representation and stuff like that, and not just any representation, not just giving anyone that that thing. It's about the fact that he's the best. The fact that he tells you as a black man, you can love your family, you can lead, you could be a king, you could be the smartest in the room, you could be the richest in the room, you can do all that stuff and still have morals, all wrapped up in one character. And to lose him without really giving him more than 2 hours of screen time sucks, especially when he has 70 years of comic books. So yes, come on. He's like on the level of Batman, Superman, Fantastic Four. He's on that level. So put some respect in his name,
Yeah. Almost a $500 million drop from BP1.
Yeah,
that's
huge.
Like losing a whole Black Adam movie right there. All of Black Adam
to DC.
That's a whole right. That's like 3 movies.
That's a drop in the bucket for DC.
Flash, Shazam, and Black Adam. Again, the film eyes, not comic book guys. Yeah.
Yes. No. And that's why like the argument is not really the same. It's just because I see it from a totally different way, and the way I grew is just different. That's all.
Yeah. And that's always kind of like going to be an issue. Is like, what version of the story are you connected to? Are you connected to comic books? Are you connected to the universe, the cinematic universe? It's what it is. But hopefully you can see it. See it from us, our point of view one day. Folks can't blame those numbers on Rona. Yeah, because it's Spider-Man, No Way Home, Top Gun, Avatar debunks that theory. Yeah. Especially Spider-Man. Spider-Man did it domestically. That's the crazy thing. It got to $1 billion mainly because of domestic, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
Blows my mind. So
we were ready. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Kevin Date's coming in. What kind of Forever was a good film.
It was fine, but it was definitely a cash grab. So
it had issues. The whole beginning was I didn't like it at all.
I know.
I felt very icky about it. All right, we got to finish this up, man.
Yeah.
Black Panther's on every media. T'Challa's getting the second video game. No, T'Challa is not getting a second.
He is not. T'Challa is not the main character in the video game. That's huge. I was going to talk about it one day, but I just decided not to because I was like, it's going to blow up.
So the one solo is not with T'Challa. It is you are Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, you as the player is Black Panther, which is crazy. And then the second one with Captain America is with his father, I believe, right? So it's like set back in like World War II times, when like Captain was
the greatest character we're talking about in Black Panther history. We're having a Black Panther video game, and you're not T'Challa.
Yeah.
What?
Talk about
man.
Chill. It is 1:30 in the morning for us. Man.
Yeah,
you both have to go to work.
Yeah, I gotta get up in the morning. Yeah, I gotta get some kids up in the morning. So, but yet, man, we opened up this can of. Oh boy, I'll be here all night. Yeah. For real.
In about 30 minutes, I gotta give somebody a bottle. But yeah. I'm done with this, guys. Let me hold up any longer. Man, like I said, we do love talking about stuff like this, and
this matters. Like
maybe
literally.
trying to, we try to, I don't know, convince or at least have people see it from a different point of view on like why we support the recast. So don't be sorry, man.
No, this was great, and I think sometimes you need to hear this, and other people need to hear it, and understand why, and look into it, and then go into some of these comic books and see that this is not something that just happened yesterday. This is not a storyline that just only happened because the movie decided to come out with Chadwick Boseman. That there's a lot of actors that fought for this in the 90s. There are a lot of people that tried to get this movie made for years. And it took all that to get this one. So even when you talk about just actors in movies, it's not just Chadwick, because he stood on other people's shoulders who really propped it up and allowed it to happen. So that's all. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yep, that's a good way to end it. I'm sure we're gonna talk about this again. This is like a never-ending topic.
It's one of my favorites.
It's just it just is what it is. So. But yeah, appreciate everyone in chat, coming in chill. Chill just brings it. As soon as he comes in the chat, people are just like, huh? Recast? He just needs to change his name to that. Just the recast monger. There you go.
We should leave it with this D Steals over right there. That's it. That should be the last.
All right.
Two AAA video. Go ahead.
Two AAA video games without its main hero. That's never happened before in the history of Marvel video games.
Exactly.
Has it ever happened in
any game?
Any game? Having a God of War game without Kratos? Ugh, I don't want to play
having a Sonic game without Sonic? Having a Mario game without Mario? That's what
you're Mario. You're Sonic. Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. But cool. Let's get out of here. We appreciate everyone. It is super late. So thank you, everybody.